souls. We have entered the month of July, and as we all know, it is the month of our beloved and respected Didi Manmohini. And especially as we remember her, and all our seniors and Adi Ratans, we remember them. It's not just remembering them, but really following in their footsteps the effort that they have made to attain their state of perfection. And as we all know that Didi's slogan was, "Ab ghar jana hai," now is the time to return home. And just last weekend, this feeling was emerging that, when we say "Ab ghar jana hai," to also add the word "Ab ghar le jana hai." It's time for us, Baba's children, not just to return home. We know that our journey is ending. It's time for us to go back to our home. It's also our responsibility to guide other souls to go back home. Going back home is a very beautiful feeling. It's a very nostalgic feeling. It's a feeling that we can all relate to if we have been away from our home for a long time, either on a vacation or, just for some other purposes, and we have really missed our parents, our home. And then once we remember, it's a very nostalgic feeling. And so the journey back home in meditation, when we remember our home, it's a very nostalgic feeling. And so nostalgia is a way of us remembering our journey. And so meditation is also can be looked at as a very nostalgic feeling, the nostalgia of returning home. So we'll share a few of the efforts that Didi Manmohini inspires us to make. When we look at Didi's efforts, this word home, and it's time for us to return home, it comes up very vividly. And so the magic thing about home is that it feels good to leave, and it feels even better to come back. It feels good to leave, and it even feels better to come back. So just remembering our time when we souls were in our home of light, Paramdham. We used to live there, and we were completely alienated from this physical world. We didn't know anything about this physical dimension. And then this thought came that let us explore another world. And that's how our journey began. And we came to this physical dimension. And now is the time, as the last episode of our journey is being enacted, it's now time for us to remember where we have come from and go back to that dimension of light, of silence. And so coming back from our home and going to our home, that's all meditation is all about. We are all travelers. And as we know that, especially during the COVID times, we have realized that in lockdown, we were all in our home. Stay home, stay safe. When I, the soul, stay in my home, then I stay safe. There is no pull of Maya, because Maya, Ravan, is in the physical dimension. And so when I cultivate this practice, experience of staying in my home, then I'm automatically safe. Because in my home of light, I, the being, I'm complete. I'm in the presence of Baba with my divine family of stars. There's absolutely nothing that we need from the physical dimension. And because there are no desires, there is no scope for Maya to enter. And so Didi always reminded us of, she said, Har din 5 kele khane chahiye. There are 5 bananas we should eat every day. अकेले आए थे, अकेले जाना है, अकेले बन, अकेले बाप को अकेले में याद करना है. I, the soul, came alone. I will go back alone. I have to become alone. I have to remember the one alone in solitude, staying alone. And so for Didi, as we all know, that her efforts were of the highest quality. And let us remember and revise some of her main efforts that allowed her to experience the highest stage with Baba. So the first speciality is of complete surrender. Even while coming from an elevated and wealthy home, Didi was not concerned about wealth or the iron-aged opinions of other people. She became a conqueror of attachment instantly and surrendered herself. As we might have heard in her biography, that she had a lot of bondages from her family that she had to overcome. But once she surrendered, she became this true Gopika of Baba. She had pure love for Baba, and she became a right hand of Mamma, the Yajna Mata Jagadamba Saraswati. And Didi, from the very beginning, played a very, very important role in the Yajna. So complete surrender. A true intoxicated, that is Mastani, Gopika. Didi had unbroken love for Baba, so that only one Baba always stayed in her eyes. Apart from one Baba, there was no one else in Didi's heart. She used to dance in Baba's love and sometimes would become lost in love in a state of semi-trance. She was a true Gopika. There was nothing else but Baba in her mind, in her heart. And Didi would not read the Murli in the class, but Didi would revise the Murli in such a way that everyone else would fall in love with the Murli and with Baba's versions. So true intoxicated Gopika. Truly Pativrata, faithful to the husband, Sati Vrata, faithful to the beloved, Pita Vrata, faithful to the father. Truly Pativrata, Sati Vrata, Pita Vrata. I always eat with you, I sit with you, I dance with you, belonging to one in this way, and always singing praise of one. You were obedient, faithful, and honest. You were never attracted to anything or any person. So Pativrata, Sativrata, and Pitavrata. None but the one. Number one, godly student. You never went to school, but you were God's number one student and became everyone's teacher. You never went to class without your pen and note. You had deep love for Baba's elevated versions. You would sit in front of the teacher and listen to the Murli with deep attention and would extract very good, deep questions and refresh everyone. So it was Didi's dharana to also imbibe the jewels of knowledge by playing badminton. So she would play badminton of Baba's words in the Murli. So she would say one word and ask others to repeat the corresponding word from today's Murli. In that way, Didi was really number one godly student. She was also very, very punctual. I remember there was one instance where after Amrit Vela, the song after Amrit Vela was a bit longer. And so Didi's schedule was kind of delayed by 5 minutes. And then her tea got cold, so it had to be heated again. Her, water for shower got cold, it had to be heated again. And so she reached around 5 minutes late to the class. And so she asked the brother who was playing the music that you played a longer song after Amrit Vela. You should have played longer song at the beginning of the Murli, so that Didi's record would have been completely unblemished. So it was Didi's attention, every minute, every dharana of Brahmin life, that really made her number one godly student. It's something for us to really follow from her. You didn't give lectures, bhashan, but gave everyone that experience, bhasna. You never gave any lectures on a big stage, but you gave deep sustenance to each one and gave the experience of true love. You connected everyone's love with one Baba. You gave each one such altruistic love, such that their intellect was never drawn to anyone but Baba. So to give Baba's Bahasana was Didi's speciality. Number one in the powers to discern and decide. Didi's intellect was so clean and clear that no matter what type of soul came in front of her, Didi would instantly discern the nature of that soul, would fulfill their every need and make that one belong to Baba. The Yukti way in which Didi spoke was such that even great VIPs became regular students after Didi talked to them. So the powers to discern and decide. Spiritual magic in Didi's drishti. Whoever took drishti from Didi would have visions of paradise. Her stage of yoga and her practice of the soul-conscious stage were such that she would take everyone beyond with her glance and satisfy each soul. There was such magic in Didi's drishti. So as we take a moment to just experience Didi's drishti, as we go beyond this world of body, this world of roles, to the world of the soul. As we begin our time in meditation, let us experience going on a journey. The journey that we all have taken over and over again. Let's take a few minutes to experience this journey once again.
The traveller is the diamond spark, the soul. The traveller is the jewel between the eyes. The traveller is you. The traveller, the diamond spark, the soul, stands alone. Therefore, the wise traveller becomes the sage, only holding on to what is permanent.
The traveler is the soul. The soul is the traveler. The soul is you. Consciousness is everything. Losing soul consciousness, the traveler carries the 1,001 fears with all their names. These all are extra weight, unnecessary baggage. The road will seem longer, the journey more difficult. Remember who you are and travel light.
Remember who you are and travel light.
Truth is the companion, faithful through time. And so the wise traveler never fears solitude. And you are the traveler, unique and undivided, never absorbed.
You do not need to bend time to find me. It is all easier than you have been told.
Simply change your consciousness. Know yourself.
Know yourself. You are the jewel between your own eyes. Know this and come. Come and know me with your mind.
Father and child. Union.
Of silence. This is yoga.
You, the incorporeal, with your incorporeal Father. Relationship.
Just for a moment. Just where you are. Let your thoughts slip into silence. Be still.
Be still.
As we souls stay with Baba, experience Baba's company in our home of light. Let us invoke Baba's presence. Baba says, do you consider yourselves to be merged in Baba's eyes, to be the light of the eyes, the jewels of the eyes? Do you consider yourselves to be the stars of Bab Dada's eyes? Let us experience we souls are merged in Baba's eyes. We only see Baba, and Baba only sees us. Nothing else exists in this moment. Just hold this vision. Being merged in Baba's eyes. There should be the deep concern that you now have to return home. To go home means to be beyond. You automatically make effort according to where you have to go. And so you now have to return home. Since you have to return to your incorporeal home, you also have to make your costume like that. Let us leave the costume of the body, become bodiless, a being of light, with this deep concern within. It's time now for me to return home. Baba is calling me. My home is calling me. I, the soul, bodiless, reach my home above and beyond. Home is where my journey begins, and home is where my journey ends. Everything else is a story, and it does not matter. I begin my journey from my home and I end my journey in my home. Home is the only permanence in this journey of life. The great distraction and world transformation cannot be accomplished without the one elevated thought of the whole gathering. Therefore, in this year, in your final stage, become free from all bondages, karmatit, and let there be an accurate balance of being loving and detached. Create such an incorporeal stage collectively within the gathering. Only then will you clearly be able to see the scenes of destruction and the scenes of the new world both together. Let us right now in this gathering create our incorporeal stage. The body is like a corpse, non-living, and we souls, beings of light, instill life in this non-living body. We souls are the carriers of life. We souls are beyond the effect of action. We are karmatit. We are detached from the role and loving to the soul. This is the one elevated thought in our gathering right now. We are incorporeal. Just a tiny being of light. No name, no age, no body, no responsibility. Just a pure, innocent, wise being of light. Become the awake angels who finish the physical feelings of others. Create such an awake stage or atmosphere that is such a fortress of the Pandavas that the upheaval will finish. Bapdada will be with you till the end and is constantly with the children as a canopy of love and cooperation. Therefore, do not be afraid. In order to face anything, Bapdada, the backbone, will be revealed through any being at any time and is even now revealing himself. Baba is seeing us as Avyakt angels. There are no physical feelings. We are completely above and beyond the physical dimension. Just like Baba stays in the Avyakt, we, Baba's angels, stay in the Avyakt. It is natural for us to stay here, to live here. Avyakt is our true dimension. We enter the Vyakt physical only as a guest, with no strings attached. The presence of us Avyakt angels creates an Avyakt atmosphere where Baba's presence, Baba's vibrations are accessible. All souls of the world are able to experience Baba through us, Avyakt angels. Baba is getting revealed. Baba's love is getting revealed. This is the final scene as we return back home. Baba's revelation in the hearts of every soul. Let's hold onto this feeling of being beyond in our home as we inspire all the souls to their journey back home. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Sarvai. Thank you, Divine Family. We meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.